Welcome to another conversation off the clock. Hi, I'm Constantino-Torres, and this is Casey After Hours.
It wasn't about who fits the bill. It was like, who fits the group?
It's not about being funny. And being funny is not a requirement.
I really believe that what's meant for me or what's meant for us won't really miss us.
I got your back.
Got your back. You shouldn't be political. Comedy shouldn't be political. But who said that?
As long as there's one person listening or just even smiling, okay na yun.
Para sa kanya na yun.
Para sa kanya.
The
Dun
show
kami
is for
nakafocus
them.
sa kanya.
They say laughter is the best medicine. Pero gamot para saan? Maybe for the heaviness of the everyday, the absurdity of life, or the weight of things we can't quite put into words. Bastang alam natin, masarap tumawa. Madali kapag nahuli ang kiliti. Pero ang magpatawa, mahirap ba? After all, it's measured by only one reaction, ang halakhak ng madla. Our next guests, they don't just tell jokes and make people laugh, they create experiences, making every occasion a lasting punchline. Tawa naman tayo. Let's all welcome the women of Silly People's Improv Theater or Spit Manila. The ladies, the women of Spit, I gotta say, I'm so excited to have you. It's the first time. Tingnan mo naman, lumabas kami sa lungga namin. Nandito kami ngayon sa sala. First time to have a squad on the pod. Welcome to Casey After Hours.
Thank you.
Siyempre yung eye contact ko pa ganun. Ang dami na kasi. Okay, first of all, let's get to know each other. Kaya kayo may mga name tag. Actually, para sa akin yan, bilang lumang tao ako, yung memorya ko hindi na masyadong magaling. But, okay, let's get to know you first. Who are you and what do you do in real life? May ano ka agad, ano? Bibay, let's start with you.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Ang formal mo naman.
Capricorn,
So, I am Bibay and I've been with Spit for the past a little over 18 years. I do improv full-time. Previously, I was an educator. I was a teacher and one of the school directors of a special education school. And I was specializing in autism and other developmental condition.
Amazing. Thea, who
Yes.
are you and what do you do?
I'm Thea. I started joining Spit. I joined Spit in 2011, I think. So, ilang years na yun? Like 14 years? Actually, I started studying theater in high school. Tapos nung college, may nag-theater din ako. So, after graduating, nag-freelance na ako as an actress.
Okay, Monica.
I joined Spit in 2006 and as a fan, kasi si Missy is my friend from high school pa. Then, so because she was in Spit and then she'd invite me to shows and so on, so I would watch them first. At that time, and for a long time after that, I'm an interior designer actually. Kaya sinasabi ko, hindi ganda ng bahay ni Carmina. Then, so talagang, I love it. I'm so distracted. I'm looking at everything.
Number 6 sa board.
Number 6 sa board, so 2006. The same year I joined Spit, so that was such a lucky year for me.
Amazing.
Then, so, my husband and I have been in construction for a long time. And I have 2 kids.
Uh-huh.
So, I'm a mom, two humans, and an orange cat.
An orange cat. All right. Cara.
Hello, I'm Cara. I am Cara. Yes.
Parang dinout mo pa ako nga ba si
Yes.
Cara?
I have a degree in organizational communication from UP Manila. So I did solid 10 years of corporate work as a marketing manager, etc. So I delved into the digital marketing space industry before I decided to leave the corporate world last year to focus full-time sa Spit Manila.
Okay. Thanks, Cara. Angelica.
Hi, I'm Angelica. So I graduated with a degree in statistics actually, and then I have been doing parang joining theater workshops and clubs even before. Mas full-time math, part-time arts, and then parang pag-break ko nun sa UP, I would go to the College of Arts and Letters kasi malapit din yung next class ko. Read about improv sa mga books and stuff. Tapos nagsasearch ako nun if may improv school ba sa Philippines. Wala pa at that time. So, hintay-hintay lang ako until eventually nag-open yung Third World Improv, and then when I learned about that, okay, I'll just graduate and then I'll enroll. Ngayon, dahil ang daming shows, medyo na baliktad ko na siya. So I'm doing full-time Spit and part-time data science consultancy.
Okay. Okay. Si Aryn, na parating labas ng tiyan, ngayon nakatakip. Aryn.
Journalistic endeavor.
Tell us about yourself. Who are you and what do you do?
I'm Aryn. I joined Spit in 2006. I was a college student. So all my life I was much like Thea in the freelance area because I did not know what I wanted to do. But I knew that when I joined Spit when I was 19, I want to do this forever. So I guess I manifested it in a way. I was doing freelance work. I was in corporate also. I was in finance. Worst.
That's your first job.
Yeah, I did so many different fields of work, and when the pandemic came, I shifted to content creation because I figured, I'm just at home, I'm not doing anything, so I can try this content creation thing. And since then, I've been very active, and I feel like my experience in content creation also brought me to being able to bring in sponsorships for Spit. So again, everything worked hand in hand, and I really enjoy everything that I'm doing now. So content creator and Spit member.
Okay, Missy.
Doctor namin yan.
Dr. Maramara.
Who are you and what do you do?
I'm Missy, and I am an actor, and I'm also a theater artist, and I'm an assistant professor in Ateneo, and I'm an intimacy professional, and I've been with Spit since 2004, and that is me.
Teka lang nga, you got me at intimacy profession. Yeah, what is that?
So essentially, I'm an intimacy director for theater and intimacy coordinator for film and television. So think of it as a stunt choreographer or stunt coordinator, but for intimate scenes.
I
So
see.
I help make sure that actors have their agency, that the respect is maintained throughout the entire process, and in the process of helping and supporting the director and the production house to fulfill their vision of beautiful, intimate moments.
On to the most important question of all before we get on with this conversation. Kailan nyo nalaman na nakakatawa kayo? Nakakatawa ako, ha? Did you even think that? Or hindi nyo pa rin alam hanggang ngayon?
I think I have my moments. But the thing with improv, or at least how we teach it and how we practice it, it's not about being funny. And being funny is not a requirement. It's the byproduct of being spontaneous and being truthful and being collaborative. So, ako personally, I think I can say that I am a little funny, but I don't think about it when I'm on stage or when I'm working with these people, with these wonderful people. I don't think about it so much. I guess parang mas trusting ako of my instincts.
There you go.
And I guess that's funny.
Kasi
Yeah.
iba yun, ha? Iba yung you're funny sa you appreciate humor and you know how to take it. Aryn, you're nodding your head.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I actually grew up thinking I was funny because my friends would always laugh at the things that I do. But I was also very introverted. So that wasn't a side that I liked showing everyone. But the thing is, even if I thought I was funny, for the first 3 years of Spit, I thought I was very bad at it. So I think being funny as a person and then bringing it on stage is very different. Because sometimes when people think they're funny, they aren't a team player because they're like, look at me, look at me. I think the only reason I think I'm funny is because I grew up in an environment where all the girls were very like, oh, yes, I only wear branded things, I'm very quiet, I'm a churchgoer. But I was an outlier in that part of society.
Is it also about, Missy, not taking yourself seriously? Because may ibang tao dyan, oh, I'm like this, and you can't do that to me, or whatever. But if you don't take yourself seriously, is that the beginning?
Our improv philosophy goes for, it's really about being in the moment, allowing yourself to find mistakes as gifts, and opening up to that space where you will be accepted for who you are and encouraged to grow.
I like what Missy said because she talked about how mistakes are gifts. I think most people who take themselves very seriously want to never make mistakes.
They don't
Right.
have self-compassion.
The fear of failure.
Yes.
Did you find Spit or did Spit find you? Paano ba kayo? Oh, wow.
Good question.
Oo, paano ba nangyari itong samahan na ito?
I think Spit found us. And they found us because we put ourselves in Spit's way.
Walang choice.
For example, me, like, because Gabe, Akong, Jay, I was in the theater with them as a freshman in college, and they were already tapuyas, right? Parang when they started having shows, and I would go, and when they needed an actor, parang come to mind, and because of that, sila Monica would come, watch, and then Aryn was my student. So every time there was like parang naging networking.
Gusto umalis ka.
Tapos I left, and then they needed an actor, so they got Thea, right? And then the school happened, and then the two girls came in. So, it was just a series of very fortunate events.
So even that in itself, you could say that it was improv. It wasn't planned.
Yeah.
It just
It wasn't
happened.
planned.
And it wasn't just like this big audition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Na parang, sige, all the funny people, come in audition, lahat ng vulnerable, audition kayo, hindi naman siya ganun.
It wasn't about who fits the bill. It was like who fits the group.
Spit keeps finding me in my experience as well because I first saw Spit CCP when I was in college. So I went there to watch a Cinemalaya film, and then I found that there's an improv group performing there. So I went there, and while I was watching them, sabi ko, shucks, gusto kong sumali sa kanila. Gusto kong gawin yung ginagawa nila. And then that was in college. So life happened, I graduated, I went to professional to work sa corporate, ganun. And then, after several years,
Ayan na
nagpakita
naman
ulit.
sila.
Yes, yung
Oo.
enrollment naman ni Twee. But back then, I was already doing theater naman na because I really do love performing on stage. But I had to pause that because I have to do corporate work. And then, when I found on my feed sa Facebook pa, the Third World Improv poster, sabi ko, I have to do this. So I went in and enrolled. So parang for me, I really believe that what's meant for me, or what's meant for us, won't really miss us. So it will
Yeah.
just keep finding you.
Actually, you know what, just to share, because I feel this is very special also to me. Before we have a show, we do this talaga. I got your back.
Got your back.
We really do that.
Physical
Everyone, we
talk.
really say, I got your back. And it's so special kasi parang even if we do 6 shows a week and all of that, and
Yeah.
parang nagiging, I can't even say it's mechanical kasi each show is different. Pero talagang naaalala ko siya na parang, oh, yeah, that's right. They do got my back. So parang even that na, sige, parang gano'n, sige, papakantahin nila ako. Parang, okay, let's go.
I think like journalism, it's scary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like you're pursuing a story, you're pursuing truth. You don't know what's gonna happen, right? You just know the basic stuff. It's making you curious. It's activating things inside of you. So you jump in, and whenever you find something, you connect the dots,
Yeah.
and then it brings you to this big discovery. And people who engage in what you come up with is like, wow. How did you get to that? And then they trace all the facts you lay out. So that's improvising in the sense that you didn't make it up, but you connected the dots.
I'm sure you get a thrill out of that as well, no?
Don't tell them. I'm not supposed to get a thrill out of it.
Because
I'm sure they are too.
you're also vulnerable when you do that.
Oh, for sure.
I mean,
Oh, for sure.
hello yung mga tanong mo sa mga
Hello.
politiko. My gosh, talaga ako. Oh my gosh, talaga nagpapanik ako. Nanunood lang naman ako.
But it's not just about the laughs, is it? And it
No.
shouldn't be just the laughs. Paano nyo nagagawa na habang nagpapatawa kayo, napapag-isip kami?
The best way to make people swallow the bitter pill of truth is to open up their mouths with laughter.
Conscious ba siya? Nag-uusap ba kayo na, okay, we can't just make them laugh. There's gotta be, kasama ba yan sa core ng Spit?
As we figure it out together, the audience figure it out with us because they know that it's improv. It's everything is on the spot, so they also know that we're just discovering it right now.
But these
So,
are, sorry.
it's really discovering it with them as well, the audience. So, napapaisip din yung audience because saan nila dadalhin to? May mga ganun eh. Because after shows, audience or family and friends will come up to us and say, how do you do that? You know, saan mo dadalhin yung story? Because they know we're also figuring it out and discovering it together on the spot.
But somehow, somewhere, and at least for the videos that I get to watch, may bayan eh.
The stuff that we offer in the scenes aren't just, things that we think are mababaw, it's the top of mind to us are things that matter to us.
May gravitas.
Whether it's
Parang-
political,
Yeah.
relationship.
We always remind each other to be average. And
Be average.
when you be average, wala kang choice kung hindi ilatag kung anong nasa puso mo lang eh.
Bringing our personal truths to the eksena. So, kasi nga, wala kaming plano, ang meron lang kami yung experiences namin. So, nagkataon siguro na pare-pareho kami ng values din sa mga certain things, and yun talaga yung lumalabas.
There has to be some sort of control. And is that where you come in, being like the host of a show?
I think with regards to the craft, we all contribute in having the scene go the way it is. Meaning, all of us know when a high point of a scene should end.
Oo.
All of us know how to get it to a certain point. And that took, 18 years of really getting to know
Yeah.
each other. So at this point, because we got to that part where we all know how to do it. We also imparted that on our students, which is why if you watch other improv groups, they're also getting very good at that. But my job comes in just really is to transition from one game to another. But if it comes to what you explained, control is, I would say that everybody here contributes to that.
Trust is such a big thing. It's very, very essential. Kasi free reign ba talaga? 'Di ba? Yun ang tanong, 'di ba?
oo.
Free reign ba talaga? But because we know each other so well, and if we do cross boundaries, we call each other out. And that was a long process. That took us years. And it's so important because we have no safety nets. We don't
Kayo lang
Kami
eh.
lang. So, we have to there's so much trust that is put into this work that we have to also trust the people that are around us.
Yeah. No audience is ever the same. You may get, laughs every single time, but who's laughing is different. Nagkaroon na ba ng time, Thea, na parang, this is difficult. This is gonna be a difficult group. Tell us about that.
True na hindi naman lahat ng audiences ay pare-parehas. So, may mga shows kami na which we really love and really enjoy and really taken with all our hearts and our spirit na pumupunta sila doon to watch us. At masaya kami doon. Super saya namin at thankful kami doon. May mga shows naman din na we're invited ng sabi natin ng isang organizer or ng this one person na fan ng Spit, sabihin natin. And then dadalhin kami doon sa isang crowd na hindi naman talaga kami kilala or iba yung objective. Ba't sila nandun sila para mag-birthday, para magkamustahan. Ang tagal-tagal natin hindi nagkikita.
Tapos nandun na kayo.
Tapos nandun na kami. At mas marami yung mga ganong experiences before. Mas maraming ganon.
Paano yun? What do you do?
Ang sabi naman namin palagi, as long as there's one person listening or just even smiling, okay na yun.
Para sa kanya na yun.
Para sa kanya.
The
Doon
show
kami
is for
nakafocus
them.
sa kanya.
So, expectations are set. So, the client, so meaning, kunwari, company, ganyan. Employee engagement, ganyan. So, they tell us the context of the event. And then, kami rin, on our end, we tell them, ito yung pwede niyong ma-expect. So, kaya para ready rin sila as an audience na dapat tapos na yung buffet. Kasi kung tumatayo sila, nakapila sila sa buffet, wala. Because kami, ang product namin is collaborative also with the audience.
Correct.
The audience are also collaborators.
Correct.
It's not just us.
Yeah,
So kung
yeah.
walang nagbigay ng suggestion, edi wala kaming show.
Okay, vulnerability is very different from fragility.
Yeah.
Na ang daming fragile. So how do you talk amongst yourselves? What's that conversation like? If you touched a raw nerve during one of the shows,
Conflict is an invitation to grow, right?
Yeah.
No one naman comes into the space wanting to hurt other people, for example.
Yeah.
Ako, I've steamrolled scenes,
Uh-uh.
right? Meaning, but in my mind, I was like, oh, I want to help, or
Yeah.
I want in and that, I want to connect. I see a connection, I jump in. Not knowing na I'm already pala, like, punching, or stomping on an energy that was growing. So, and someone can get hurt with that. And they can check that in. And they can come in and say, okay, this is how I felt. I'm very upset right now. I don't want to talk about it yet. And maybe when we're a little bit calmer, we can discuss that. It took us a long time to get there.
Ang galing na ng communication namin.
magaling na.
Yeah, and what I loved, just to under that, what I loved about that moment was when we said, because we want to iron things out, and so what happened to you? How can we help? So sila na nga yung nasaktan, sila pa yung, okay.
Sila pa yung nag-isip ng
Oo,
solusyon.
and parang kasi, kung may behavior na ganito, so siguro hindi ka aware.
Oo.
Thus, we're bringing it to your awareness, not because we want to punish you, but because we want to be able to connect to you.
Yeah. Because you
Diba?
want to make things better.
We want to make things work, and we want to make things better.
Angelica.
Oh, I just want to share na it's not like a very usual thing, or it's not an every show thing that we say after the show. We talk na parang, I didn't like what you did, I did like. Most of the time, we really celebrate what we do, and as much as possible, we do the adjustments or the pagsalo during the show itself.
Yeah.
So when we see someone na, the punchline fell flat or something, we still like cheer for them and clap for them. And because what we want to do in improv is make each other look good.
Yeah.
So if someone says something off, I'm sure another player will be able to think of something that will tweak that and make that look good. Yeah. So
And again, you go back to the trust that you know may sasalo because you're just one organism, essentially. Paano kung yung fragile membro ng audience?
Sa online marami. Sa online.
So,
Oo, I mean, iba kasi ang ibang experience yung online sa live. Kasi yung live, we warm up the audience, we connect with them. Pagka online, it's so tricky because it's just a one-way traffic siya.
correct.
Nanonood lang sila, hindi sila pwede mag-suggest, hindi sila pwede wala talaga. As in spectator lang sila, hindi sila collaborator. So if we touch on anything political, which we do very often, that's why you get cancelled and unfollowed. Okay lang, but that's because that's our authentic selves. As a lot of them, you shouldn't be political, comedy shouldn't be political. But who said that? I don't know who said that.
Meron na ba kayong narinig na gusto ko lang naman tumawa eh?
Oh my gosh.
May ganyan?
Ang dami.
Bakit may
Oo.
politika? Bakit? I just
Lalo
wanted
na
to
pag
laugh.
online. Pero kasi iba kasi yung bibili ka ng ticket. Iba yung bibili ka ng ticket kasi meron kang ownership dun sa upuan mo eh. I want to be here. I spent money.
Invest.
So do you think about that as you craft a show na may bumili ng ticket, obviously wanted that spit experience, pero ang gusto lang nila, just half of it, which is tumawa lang, but half of it is you're a thinking collaborator as an audience member.
Sa umpisa pa lang, sineseta namin yung expectations. So, kung ano man yung naiisip nila, kung first time audience member sila ng live, whatever their expectations are coming in, wala na yun, makakalimutan nila kasi we set the tone.
And in setting the tone, we also get to know them.
Yes.
Right? So when
sila
we're pulling,
yan,
when we're pulling
oo.
ideas, when we're warming them up, we get to know them already.
Uh-uh.
And if it's our show in our venues that we put it up, it's us who are kind of like, okay, what do we want to do today? Is it like election theme?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it femininity themed, right? Is it Christmas themed? But if it's a client that pulls us in and says, okay, this is the culture of our group,
Iba yun.
please
Okay.
be mindful of it.
Bawal bang hindi matalino sa grupo? Bawal bang walang filosofiya sa katawan na sumali sa grupo ninyo?
I just remember one of our female members na nasa-social, si Happy, in one jam or rehearsal, she asked us to do this exercise where we would line up ourselves in a spectrum. So one of the questions was between political and non-political, where do you stand?
Uh-huh.
So lahat kami all over. We're not
Kalat.
just in one political. So like for me, I didn't start being this aware of things around me na I didn't know that everything could be political. I had this notion na politics, government lang yan. But no, there are so many things other than that. So yeah, you don't have to be na pagpasok mo kagad brave ka na alam mo na yung principles mo. You discover it along with the group.
And when someone says in social media, they put in the comments, tataba ng utak, ang talino ninyo, ganyan. It's because they get it. You
Yeah.
know, when we make a joke and they figure it out and they laugh and they think ang talino nyo, it's because talino din sila. They get the joke eh. Otherwise they won't comment, they'll go on to that. So pag hindi ka nagpa-follow ng Spit,
Pero sa takbo ng nangyayari sa bansa natin ngayon, ano yung hindi nakakatawa? Doon tayo.
Yeah. There are a lot of things that we talk about as a group also off stage, and we've let out our opinions and our grievances. And I think based on what we learn from each other, we don't always put everything we think on stage. Because if we did, cancelled. But the fact that we all know we're sort of in the same mindset, we all know that through our art, we have to do something. And that's why I think lumalabas siya every so often. Because with our limited skill in helping people, I mean, yes, people say that we help them by making them happy, but we also want to help people be more aware of what's going on, because it doesn't just affect one person, two people, one community, it affects everyone.
Yeah.
So,
hindi nakakatawa yung corruption, hindi nakakatawa yung ginagago kami, tayo, hindi nakakatawa yung, hindi nakakatawa that the Filipino people that are so happy and so open, so collaborative, are put in a position of disadvantage because
Yes.
other people want to get ahead. And Filipinos, they're highly expressive but non-confrontational. But that's
Yes.
who we are as a culture. So what we do is, because we're highly expressive and we use our art to confront, and because we're happy laughing people, that's what we do. We use the laughter not to make fun of necessarily, but to let them have that relief na someone knows the pain and suffering that we're going through.
I wanna jump off of that, Missy, because honestly, kami sa Spit, we come from a privileged position.
Yeah.
So, at the very least, nakapag-college kaming lahat. Whether natapos or not. Pero, the point is, umabot kami doon. Meaning, we had the resources to do that. And we know that our audiences may not come from the same place. So, then we're going to speak for you. Kasi being privileged is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's just a thing. The key there is, don't be a jerk.
Yes.
Parang pwede naman kasi hindi naman natin sabihin na, bakit? Kasi ako nakapag-masters ako, ganyan, mas magaling ako sa'yo. No.
And that makes you better?
Yeah, and that makes me better. Di ba? Parang, no way, di ba? So, parang we want to be able to use that privileged position because honestly, there are some protections we enjoy from that position. And this is maybe why we can be more vocal about why is the price of eggs like this? And we put it in a scene and may audience na may gumagano kasi baka hindi niya nasasabi.
Yes.
Pero bakit 9 pesos yan? Or when we talk about resignation, ganyan, and we make quick jokes out of it, alam mo, may nervous laughter eh.
Yes.
Alam mo, may nervous laughter na parang tender, ganyan. And then you know that, may gumagana, baka mamaya
Impeachment.
Impeachment,
Yeah.
ganyan. And you know that maybe they're not allowed to say those things. And honestly, kasi we enjoy, there are some mga liberties na nag-enjoy kami because we are privileged. So that's why, okay, well, you know what? Gamitin natin.
Personally, naniniwala ko na ang highest form of art is art that serves the people, serves the masses. So, kung may mga ganyan na mga topics, na mga hinaing from our audiences, at hindi talaga masa pa ang nakakanood din sa amin at naiintindihan naman namin. Usually, marami yan sa online, social media. So, nandun na tayo eh. So, when we say that we want to be average, we want to be average, we want to connect with our personal selves, with our personal lives, yun siya eh. Yun talaga yung nararamdaman ng bawat Pilipino no ngayon. At posibleng yung mga content na binibigay namin sa scenes namin, yun yung everyday lives namin. Iba pa yung everyday lives ng marami pang Pilipino na posibleng hindi pa nakakapanood ng Spit. Posibleng walang internet. Iba pa yun, iba pang usapin yun.
To that point, and to things being political in some of your performances, mag-iiba at mag-iiba yung administrasyon.
Yes.
Pero yung issue, nandyan. At nandyan ang Spit. Kung unang-unang beses niyang makakapanood ng Spit event, what do you want that audience member to take away from the event as she or he walks away from that night of laughter?
I know family and friends who have seen Spit for the first time and they spoke with me after that. They really can't stop talking about asking, how are you able to do that? Paano niyo nagagawa yan? My God. I failed tremendously on stage. But I've started to learn how to fail compassionately, especially to myself. And that's what I want, I think, for the audience to take away as well. Now, you've seen us having fun, and that's what I want. And I know I've heard from some of the cast members too that yun yung gusto namin i-take away nyo na sa sobrang stressful na ng buhay natin araw-araw. And of course, hindi naman natin in-undermine. Kailangan talaga natin i-approach yan. And yun talaga yung realidad. Give space to yourself as well and find space, find joy, and just allow yourself to go back to what brings you joy and what makes you feel so alive. And don't be afraid to fail because failure is part of life, failure is part of growth. And one of my favorite improv principles really is wrong but strong. Is that when you trust yourself so much so that you trust yourself that you can fail, but you know how to fail because you have so wonderful people around you to fail with, and they've got your back. Ang sarap mag-fail because alam mo, ang sarap din nung success after that failure.
And I guess as a certified Spit fanene, I should say this. Kung hindi nyo makausap ang bawat isa sa amin na humahanga sa inyo, I guess the feeling that we get, at least I get, every time, I scroll through the videos or attend a Spit event, fortunate enough to watch you guys, it's always that feeling that we're in this together, whatever it is, right?
Something tayo.
Magkakasama tayo, and that's a feeling that I get. So thank you guys for joining us today. What a privilege and an honor to have the women of Spit Manila here in the pod. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat.
Thank you.
Welcome to AC After Hours. Today we are going to play an improv game with Miss Carmina. And the game is called Spelling Bee. And how this is played is like when you go to school and there's a regular spelling bee, you're given a word, you say the word, you spell the word, and then you use the word in a sentence. But what's different about this is that you will be doing it one word and one letter at a time. So, if I give you a word, you will spell it one letter at a time, and then use that in a sentence, one word at a time.
You want to do an example with like a short?
Let's do an example. Let's make it a very simple word. Door.
The three of us muna.
Yes.
The three of us.
The word is door.
Door. D.
Oh.
R. Door. Quickly
I
the
door.
Door.
There you go. Very simple. Very simple.
Okay.
Now, the words chosen are a little more difficult than that, but let's start with an easy one. The word is theater.
Theater.
Okay. Theater.
R.
Theater. The
Signals
Of
The
Floor director.
is making
us.
nervous.
inside
the
Theater.
Very simple, very simple. Next, let's use the word convene.
convene.
C-O-N-V-E-N.
Convene.
She
Suddenly.
Decided
to
Put up.
business
and
Drive.
the
Ford
to the
convene.
convene. To the convene.
Nandun ba yung mga madre? Convene.
Convenience store.
All right, I'm going to give you a bit of a challenge. Our next word is interdependent.
Interdependent.
I
T
R.
D E
P
N
D
N T. Interdependent.
many
Times.
I
was
Alone.
N the
solution
But.
I
decided
To.
become
collaborative.
and
Drive.
Interdependence.
Now, this is our final word, and I feel the most challenging. Good luck, ladies. Our word is baccalaureate.
baccalaureates.
No matter what comes out, it's perfect.
B baccalaureates. B
A.
C
H
L A
U
R.
Tapusin niyo na.
E
A
T.
S.
baccalaureates. Last
Night.
I
went
To a bar.
and ate
A
Bowl.
of
baccalaureate.
Very nice. That was spelling bee.
Hindi siya sure kung laureate. Hindi siya sure kung laureate.
Thank you so much to the women of Spit Manila. And that's it for another episode of KC After Hours. You know the drill. Like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.